Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm at Glencullen Adventure Park, and thanks to Georgina, who is one of the co-owners, I'm getting to ride this amazing bike, which is the Nukeproof MegaWatt. What I'm really excited about is it's the first time I'm actually test riding somebody else's bike that's going to fit me, because all the other bikes are normally large or extra large, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to take it through a few trails here and see how I get on and tell you what I like about it. I weighed the MegaWatt before taking it out on the trails, and it came in at around 26 kilos. This bike does feel on the heavier side, which is primarily due to its being made from aluminium. However, once I got it out on the trails, it didn't feel heavy at all. This bike is the Nukeproof MegaWatt 297 factory version, and was a bike I was really looking forward to testing out, as firstly, it was finally a bike that fit me, and secondly, it's fully loaded with top spec components. This is a size small version, and it's suited for riders of 5'2" to 5'7". Nukeproof makes 5 sizes of this bike, all the way up to XXL, that should suit even the tallest of riders. This bike has 170mm of travel up front with a Fox 38 float factory fork. And this is just an unbelievable fork. I really love it. It just felt so plush and smooth over rough stuff and gave the bike a really responsive feeling. It does take a bit of work setting it up, but once you spend the time to get it right, it feels unreal. It also looks pretty nice too, with its bling Kashima coating. At the rear, the MegaWatt has 170mm of travel and came with a Fox Float X2 factory series air shock, which didn't require any tinkering for the bike to feel amazing. This shock gave the bike a really supple yet playful feel, and when I pushed it on some jumps, the bike just took off. This bike comes with a mullet setup, which is a 29-inch wheel on the front and a 27.5 on the rear. This allows the bike to have loads of grip on the front end while feeling playful around tighter corners, and gives you a bit more clearance if you get too far back. It comes with DT Swiss H1700 wheels, which are really nice and strong, particularly when paired with the Maxxis Assegai 2.5 up front in double down casing, which is an awesome tyre. And there's a High Roller 2 2.5 also with double down casing on the rear. It's not my favourite tyre on the rear, particularly for the sloppy conditions that we've had of late, so I would probably change that out if this was my bike. The MegaWatt comes with the Shimano EP8 motor, and it is a very natural feeling and quiet motor when pedalling. As there is a bit of a rattle when going downhill with this motor, if it was my bike, I'd definitely install an Amigo's motor guard, which offers excellent protection from rock strikes, while also quietening down the rattles somewhat. While the EP8 probably isn't as powerful or as long lasting as a Bose or Bosch motor, it is really customizable. And I love how you can flip between 2 different power levels for each of the 3 modes of Eco, Trail and Boost by using the on-bike controls. This allows you to use Profile 1 for longer spins and then use Profile 2 for shorter blasts, which is more powerful. Nukeproof made a good decision in equipping the bike with Shimano rather than E13 cranks. I found the Shimano cranks so much more reliable when paired with the EP8, particularly after the E13 cranks fell off mid-ride on the Metapower and the Orbea Rise. The MegaWatt comes with a big 630 watt battery, which is a decent battery and will last you most of the day, depending on what mode you are in. I do find that I need to be a bit more conservative with this battery on longer spins than I would when riding my Kenevo. The Shimano battery also seems to drop the last 2 remaining bars quite quickly, particularly when the temperature drops below 5 degrees Celsius. This bike comes stock with the Shimano XT gears and brakes. While I haven't had much experience with XT group sets, I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised by how smooth the shift changes were. I may be converted one of these days. In terms of the brakes, I just love the XT brakes on e-bikes, particularly when paired with beefy 203mm rotors. These give lots of stopping power, which is essential for a heavier bike. Another practical touch that I liked was that this bike comes with shorter 780mm wide handlebars, which increase to 800mm in size large and above. Even though I normally ride with 760mm bars, the 780s felt nice and comfortable for me. It must have been down to the fact that the bike didn't feel too big for me for a change. In terms of geometry, this bike is bang on. It has a 435mm reach and 64-degree head angle, with a 442mm chainstay, which gives the bike stability and manoeuvrability. In terms of sizing, this bike felt perfect for me, and it was one of the first times I've tested a bike and instantly felt at home on it. The suspension, geometry and components all worked amazingly together to produce a really well handling and capable bike. Despite its weight, it can jump really well and tracks corners brilliantly. I loved this bike, but would I buy it? At over €8,000, I'm not sure I'd buy it or afford it. Because of the slightly less powerful motor and battery, if you were going to race this bike, the additional weight might not be to your advantage. That said, it hasn't stopped Sam Hill. This is a really fun, downhill-orientated bike that climbs pretty well too. It's really capable at high speeds and is a huge amount of fun to ride. So much fun that I'm going to have to get another test ride of this bike again soon. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you've any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you. If you like the content and want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much again for all of your support, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.